Hi guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be playing through against Taskmaster, stage 3 of the scenario. So we've already done the first two stages and the last one was a right blast. We absolutely smashed through it. I'm going to get this one to the table now. If you like the video, please hit the like button down in the bottom left hand corner and leave a comment if you want to ask any questions or notice any mistakes I make. I made a couple on the last one which was a bit annoying. Leave a subscribe, that would be really helpful to the channel. Of course, the mistakes are a bit annoying, and as long as you're having fun, I don't feel like they ruin the game too much. And it wasn't overly game breaking, so I just carry on. And we'll carry on with campaign 3 right now. Let's get to the table and get this one on. So the setup for this campaign is quite simple. It just tells us that Absorberman's in shield custody and Madam Hydra's flown off and you're flying back to the tower. And that when you arrive back, you find that Hydra's taken over the Avengers Tower, and before you can process what's happened, you have an explosion in the Quinjet, which you crash land into the city. And then it says on the ground you find that all of New York is under Hydra rule, anti-hero propaganda is plastered everywhere, and that the squads of Hydra soldiers patrol the streets, led by the notorious Taskmaster, Hydra's new chief of police. And he's going door to door hunting down heroes and locking them up. He fired the surface to air missile that brought you down, and now he's searching for you as well. So the idea of this campaign is you've got to go through and try and rescue as many allies as you can from his deck. Any that are rescued go into that hero's deck and you record their names in the campaign log when you're finished. So we'll see how that goes and what you have to do. It doesn't really say anything specific for rescuing them, so hopefully on the cards it says something. So we are playing with Clint Barton and Jessica Drew as before. They now have just both had some bonuses, so they've got some advantages as you can see here. +1 hit point for Jessica Drew, making her to 12, and +1 attack, which was nice, and +3 for Clint, taking him from to 12 as well, and then +1 defense. So they should be nice additional bonuses for both the characters. Both now on 12 health, which is good. We're just going to set up for the game and get it to the table. So let's get it started. So for this gameplay for Taskmaster, he's got a few things to be aware of. It says after a player changes to hero form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. And we also have to watch out for this section which says after resolving the step 1 of the villain phase, each player in the hero form must choose to either place one threat here or take a damage. So if we resolve in the threat stage, we have to then also take an extra threat per hero or take 1 damage each. So hopefully we can get rid of some of that and then get through the game. We've got Clint and we've got Jessica Drew to start with. I need to reset their health, but Jessica Drew's got +1 hit point, so she's going to be at 12, and Clint Barton has got +3 hit points and +1 defense, where she got 1 attack extra for the bonuses from last round. So that's quite nice. So I'm going to reset them and then get this one to the table. So let's make a start. So starting, we're going to have Clint start with his draw of 6 cards and see if we're going to keep all of these. I'm going to keep these Hydra campaign improvement things next to the characters. So we can see we've got Avengers Tower. If you can get out, you can reduce the cost of an Avengers ally by 1. Sonic Arrow, Double Genius. The Double Leadership, if we've got a leadership card to pay for it. The Sky Cycle, which readies attached allies. And then an upgraded arrow for the upgraded quiver. So it's not too bad of a start actually. I'm going to keep most of these, but we haven't got any allies yet, so that can go into the bin. And hasn't got a lot of great allies in here, but that might be useful if we can get it out for someone else to use potentially. So we'll take 1 extra card and keep the rest. And we picked up Hawkeye's bow, which is nice, so we can play that straight away without having to search the deck or do any of that stuff. And then we've got Jessica Drew. She'll get 6 cards, so we can have move that over a little bit. Actually, I need the space. So you can have double strength. Jessica Drew's apartment, which is nice. Inconspicuous, which removes a total of 3 threat. Self-propelled glide, which lets you ready Spider-Woman and give her aerial. The finesse resource, which gives you 1 wild resource for an aspect card. And then tack team, which is a 3 cost damage card that does 6 damage overall. That's quite nice. If I can, I want to get some of these out quite quickly. These all look quite nice. I'm going to keep them all. Saves me going through the deck too much. Sorry, a bit of sore throat. And he's starting on wrong stage. I'm not doing expert, I'm doing level 1. So we want to start him on 26 hit points. And then he goes to 32 next round, so we need to do quite a bit of damage and try and get him through before all this damage builds up and he starts causing us some serious issues. So we definitely want to get the bow out, which is 0 to get there. We could upgrade the quiver and get that out, or we could try and get some allies out, try and see what's the best thing to do. I think maybe we pay for they're not using a lot of allies with him normally, so pay for this upgrade, spend the Avengers Tower. This lets you look for the first 5 arrow cards in your deck. Try and first 5 cards in your deck, try and find an arrow card. So we've got the cable arrow, which will remove 3 threat, which could be useful. And when defeated, this is going to give us stuff, so maybe we want to get rid of that quickly. And if I can use his card twice, it's quite good. Deal damage to the villain and each minion. So we're going to get minions coming out in a second, so it might be useful to get that explosive arrow card out. Or I could try and get Hawkeye out and give myself an ally. So when you get Hawkeye out, you get to exhaust the ally card and discard 1 card from your hand. You deal X damage to an enemy, and the number is the number of printed resources on that card. So if I had a 4-cost card, you could do 4 damage, which would be quite good. But I can't actually take that because it's in here, so that's not going to be around. Because I have the explosive arrow, the cable arrow. I'm trying to decide. I'll take the explosive arrow. It's quite good. It goes onto the quiver here, ready to pay if I want to use it, and then these go away. So now I've got a bit more options with Clint. What I can do, I need to flip him over. So he's got exhaust him to ready the bow. So I could exhaust him to ready the bow once I've done one of these. So if I pay the leadership card to do the explosive arrow, oh no, not yet. Might be worth keeping that. So we've got rid of all of the threat. So let's see if I can get rid of the threat with Jessica Drew. Once I flip the Hawkeye though, because I've done that, I need to discard the top encounter deck and take damage equal to that. So I've just got 3 damage off that. That's pretty nasty. And then I also need to flip her over to it as well. This is a bit annoying. So that means I get to discard this. This is one of the captured by Hydra cards, so you can get your heroes back, these 4 that have been captured by him. That's giving me 2 damage, so she's down to 10. Straight away it's a hard thing to deal with, a bit of extra damage, especially when you're picking out 3s and 2s. And the characters haven't got a lot of health anyway. So if we can clear some threat, I can remove 3 threat with this card, which I cannot fully afford to do. If I spend the double strength on, the double strength can pay for both self-propelled glide and inconspicuous, so I can take a threat off by exhausting her, and that will restand her. And then I will take another 3 threat off, which will remove all 4 of these, and that will go, and then that can go here, and therefore I can take them from amongst threats actually if I want. So I take it 1-1, and that gives another move for Spider-Woman to take the 1 threat off that one. Then we can take the 1 off with Spider-Woman, which knocks her down. That's the way of doing. Yeah, I have to take it from amongst things, so that goes away. then that means I have to give each other a search the deck for a minion and shuffle a deck. So minion, I'll take a 2-hitter there. Then we've got a 4 damage there. God, while it's engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. And then we have to shuffle the deck, which is nice if we get some of these back in the thingy. So okay. Clint's card has got the explosive arrow here, so it does 3 plus the extra 1 you get for that. So if I pay for that with the leadership card, that will exhaust this to add 1 damage to this, which makes it 4 damage to each. So I'll kill off this Hydra soldier, and I'll take 4 damage off Taskmaster to knock him to 22. If I can restand him, then I can confuse him. So if I exhaust Hawkeye, that will restand his bow. Then I can pay the double genius to do the sonic arrow, which will give him 3 damage and confuse him, which will stop him from doing this phase 1 thing. So he's confused and he gets 3 damage, which knocks him to 19. Then we've got a few more things we can do potentially with Spider-Woman. This is exhausted as well. This Jessica Drew's apartment's really good. So is the upgrade for the wild resources for any aspect cards. So I think I'm going to pay with the tack team to get Jessica Drew's apartment out as a support for Spider-Woman. Then I can exhaust this, search the top 5 cards for an aspect card and add it to my hand. So I'll do that. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look for an aspect card and try and increase my hand size. So Pheromones is really good. That will confuse and stun. The healing is also really good. For Spider-Man's not going to get played. That wild resource, we've got one of them. So it's either pheromones or healing, which gives a stun, but the pheromones will do stun and confuse. And we want those for going forward, so I'm going to take that. And ideally we're going to play these 2 cards next round to try and help. But I need some double resources to do that. So she's already got 2 cards there, so for her we're going to have to draw 3 more. Attack team, piercing strike and clear the area. So we haven't got any doubles with her. We need to take 5 cards with Clint. And restand all of these as well, ready for next round. So we've got electric arrow, lead from the front, cable arrow, the Black Knight and the Sky Cycle. So they're not bad cards. Nothing that will block out any damage for the next round, but we need to block really if we can, because we haven't got a lot of health. So we're going to block. He's got an extra 1 defense, so he's getting 2 defense. She's played an aspect card this round, so she will also have 2 defense. Therefore, who won't be doing his thwarting or threats stuff. He will be attacking Hawkeye for 2 plus 1, which is 3, so he'll take 1 damage to 8. And he will be attacking Spider-Woman for 2 plus 2, which is 4, so minus 2 is 2. So down to 8, both of them. And then we also are going to get some encounter cards each, so 1 for us. The treachery in sight, when this is revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Each player in hero form takes 1 damage and discards 1 card at random. I hate this card. It's horrible because you're all prepared for the next round and now you've got to shuffle your cards up and get rid of 1 at random. So here's Spider-Woman's card. It's the clear the area card. So no threat reduction from me this round. And for Clint, let's see what I can do for Clint. Top one is electric arrow, and that's annoying. I wanted that. Annoying, but what can you do? It's gone. Nothing else I can do. So that's done, and then threats. We'll take a threat for me, a minion, level 2, put within insight, and a threat for her. Treachery. When revealed, each Hydra minion engaged with a hero attacks that hero. Each player not attacked that way searches the encounter deck for a Hydra minion and puts them into play. And then shuffle the encounter deck. So we've got Hydra minions encountered. We're going to get 2 damage off each. So that's knocking us to 6 and 6, which is really not nice. And I forgot because they were in play. He was, at least, wasn't he? He was still alive before. So he would have done an extra 2 damage. So she's down to 4 already. We're getting quite badly pummeled to start with. And we've just lost cards, which is not good. So we need to try and sort something out there. And then we also need to try and do some damage. So I'm going to have to do Jessica Drews to get aspect cards and out to your hand. Then shuffle my deck. Search the top 5 for an aspect card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't realise it says also shuffle your deck. So aspect card, either I can get the Avenger, I can take the interrogation room that gets rid of threat, or I can take the 0 cost card that gets you a card when you do the side schemes. The agent is good, he gets retaliate 1, so if you can get him attacked he'll do damage back. If he stays alive a few times you get your adds up over time. But he's not brilliant, just does chip in damage kind of a little bit here and there. The interrogation room is quite good for getting rid of threat and keeping the threat on a low, so I might take that, or the deal 2 damage to an enemy and if they're stunned or confused you draw a card. Could be good with the pheromones if I can do that and then get an extra card. So I'm going to do that pheromones card, press the advantage. So we need to do the pheromones, stun him, sort him out. We need to also then shuffle these cards back together. And I also haven't shuffled the encounter deck, which I need to do as well. So this needs to be shuffled, which I forgot about. Get these into best order I can. So there we go, shuffled a bit. Most of the heroes are out, kind of. If I can place some of these, I would. Some of these do good damage, especially Spider-Woman stuff. His stuff is not brilliant. Hawkeye is down and can't be used. The cable arrow can get me some 3 threat gone. And I can use this card, exhaust it to get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For an arrow card if I've got any in. Oh, I took in 6. So I didn't get any arrow cards and I annoyingly took on double strength, which is really annoying. So I missed out on that and I didn't get an arrow. So that's kind of not helped. So we can try and take the threat and then maybe do something, or we can get Black Knight out who can block maybe for us. Which I think is the best thing to do because he can attack as well and kill off a minion. So if we play all 3 of those cards to get Black Knight out, move the upgrade down here and put Black Knight there. He's going to attack for 2 and then kill off one of these Hydra agents. Don't think it matters which one. This one shouldn't have been in the deck anyway because of that, but I'll kill that off. Put it out the way. Accidental one. Then I could do with getting 2 damage to kill something and potentially getting the pheromones out. Let's see what I can do. Right, so we're not getting a lot of damage off him, Taskmaster himself, which is a bit annoying. But we need to also manage what's going on, which is difficult. What I could do is get in on both of these out. So I have to pay all 3 of those things to get pheromones done and to press advantage for that one. The pheromones will stun and confuse the enemy. I should have moved over here as well. And then press the advantage will do 2 damage to an enemy. So the enemy's not stunned or confused, but I'm going to take him off the table so he's not in the way. Okay, so I just realised there's a slight error with the minion, the side scheme nemesis people, so I had to take some of them cards out of the deck. So just had to pause it quickly. We're back to now not being able to do a lot because we haven't got any things left. Everyone needs to be unexhausted. Hawkeye can become unexhausted. He's going to be attacked because there is nothing left. There's only 1 stun, but the confused will happen and the stun, so she won't get hit. Clint needs to draw 5 cards, so he's getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got the vibranium arrow, and he's got an upgrade to his arrow set that lets him get 1 per 1 wild for every arrow event he spends, so that's quite good. And he also can give each ally you control an extra hit point, and you can give your ally you control a tough status card as well. So he's got some good cards there. For next round we've got Spider-Woman's got a heal, double energy, the side scheme that gives you an extra card if you defeat side scheme, interrogation room to remove threat, and clear the area for a bit of threat as well, so maybe we can start looking at that soon. But we've got no blocks in, so first off the confused will go. Then are we going to block the attacks for, I think Spider-Woman played an aspect card, so she needs to block for 2 damage at least. Now it's whether we block with Black Knight or with Hawkeye. Hawkeye's only got 1 arrow card here, so we can potentially block him out for someone else and then avenge your character. And we can exhaust Black Knight to get him ready. So we could, if we wanted another arrow event, do that. So I'm going to exhaust Hawkeye to block for 2. He's got 2 defense with his extra card we got before. And then being attacked, nope, because he's stunned, so we don't need to actually defend with Jessica. She can come back up. Mrs. Drew didn't need to defend. But we could defend her. I'm going to use her to defend him. No, I'll stick with that like that because she's only got 4 health. So he's going to defend himself for an extra 1 damage. So he's gone down to 5. He's going to have to flip over soon and get some health. And also do the reshuffling, I think. So I'm going to start, but I haven't done my counters. That's annoying. Gang up treachery when it's a villain form. The hero, the villain, each minion engages you, attacks you. There's no attack, and it doesn't say against Surge if there's no nothing there, no minion, so that's really nice. I can deal with that. And then captured by Hydra. When revealed, place 1 random set aside captive ally face down beneath this scheme. When the scheme is defeated, the player who defeats it takes the ally into hand and removes this scheme from the game. So we've got Elektra going underneath here. She's, after you play Elektra from your hand, spend the aggression resource to deal 3 damage to an enemy. Nice. And she's 0 cost to get in, so that's good. So we've got captured by Hydra that costs 5 and gives an acceleration token. So we need to get that gone so we can bring her into play. That'll help us with this fight, because we are getting a bit mauled at the minute and we're just treading water kind of. Now first player hero moves over, captured by Hydra. We want to get 5 on the thwart. So what have we got? Thwart wise over here. She's got 2 thwart there and 1. If we play the interrogation room, that'll class as a thingy card as well. That'll give us an extra thing. We need to heal for sure, so we'll play that to heal. That's our card to heal. We'll get a toughness card and we heal her for 3, so that's nice, up to 7. We will then also be able to play one of these, whether we play interrogation room, I don't know, or if we just, I should have a 5 on it, I forgot to put the symbol on, but that's 5. So if we do thwart with her, she'll take 2 off, which will be nice. Take 2 off here to knock it to 3. Then we can, I don't know, I don't think Clint's got anything that can do stuff, so I'm going to give, my stuff needs to be done, I want to get this in the right order. So I need to remove 3, but he's only got 2. I could do with some more resources somehow. Here gets 2 attack. So I can do this, the search for 5 cards to get an arrow card if I can. It might give me an extra resource in my hand I can use to get another vibranium arrow here, or shock arrow. Ooh, shock would give him stun, so we want attack, which is needed for me. Vibranium arrow would damage him for 6. Sonic arrow would confuse him. So the electric arrow most probably is the best one, so we take that onto the card. These go in the bin. I don't then use the vibranium arrow to pay for, just to get damage off him. I'm going to take a stun on him instead with less damage. It stops him attacking me. That will cost me 2. Well, that'll cost 1 to pay for one of these. Give me the interrogation room down for her. After defeat a minion, exhaust it. I haven't defeated a minion. That's ruined my plan. I don't want to do that then. That's annoying. So that's going to just clear 2 threat off it. If I use Black Knight to thwart for 1, knocking it to 2, and then pay for this clear with the interrogation room, then that will knock it down to nothing. Taking that off. That's in the bin. Removed from the game, not into discard, I think. Take them into hand. Removes the scheme from the game. Yeah, so that's out of the game. We get Electra, who's a 0 cost character. So we're going to get her into play straight away for nothing. And after I get her into play, I can spend a punch resource to deal 3 damage to an enemy. So let's do 3 damage, knocking him to 16. Let's also do an attack on her for 3 damage for 1 consequential, knocking it down to 13. And then we can also play some of these cards to get some nice stuff with Clint. Team training gives the ally an extra point of hit damage, so I could give Electra an extra point of damage, which gives her 3 attack. Although Spider-Woman's got 3 attack, but we're not getting that out at the minute, she's defending a lot. So I might try and do that, or give an ally a tough status card so they can block. So if I do that with Black Knight and give Black Knight a tough status card, then he can block for Clint, giving Clint more options next time. So I'll play for that. I give him a tough for Black Knight. I can upgrade, run out of things. So I'll have to do this for Jessica and get 5 cards to get an aspect card if I can. And this will help me pay for Clint's stuff. Doesn't really matter what I take, because I'm not going to use it. All these are going to go into discard pile. I'm going to spend it to help Clint do a few things. So I can pay that to get Clint's upgrade out, which is exhaust expert marksman to generate 1 wild for an arrow event. So I'll pay that. And there's Mightiest Heroes. I can't do it. I haven't got the bow. The bow's exhausted. Because we used the bow before, didn't we, I think? No, we didn't yet. No, we didn't. We took that card, didn't we? We didn't actually use the bow yet, so it's not exhausted yet. Yeah, so we can do that. So that is down and exhausted. That's the second cost. Vibranium arrow for 6 damage, knocking him to 7. So that's helped a lot. Then we can restand everyone. We have 5 health and 7 health, but we have some stuff out and some things going on. They're going to get cards back up to their hand size now, up to 5. So Hawkeye's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's nearly through his deck. So ready for action, double energy, another ready for action, a thwart upgrade, and lead from the front, which gives you an extra thwart and attack till the end of the round for each character under your control. So not a load of stuff. Allies can get tough status cards though if I give these out maybe in a minute. Will help me stay in the game and do damage. So these two are both going to block. Spider-Woman will be exhausted, and so will the Dark Knight. Then we will get, he was not stunned, was he? So he'll do 2 onto here, knocking it up to 5. We can each take a damage or put a threat on. I think we're going to have to go for the threat right now. So we're at 7. Then I haven't drawn any of my cards for Jessica Drew because I'm slow. Press the advantage, double strength, self-propelled, glide, piercing strike, and clear the area, which is for some threat stuff, which is good. Piercing strike will be good if he's gets any toughness on him. So we'll see what happens now in this section. And he's going to attack here for 1, 2, plus 3. So that toughness card is going away. Then he's going to attack Spider-Woman, who's going to go nothing extra there either. Encounter card is Taskmaster's training camp. Taskmaster only accepts the best troops into his police force. Before a Hydra soldier can enlist, they must survive his training camp. After a minion enters play, give a tough status card, and this has got 4 on it. So we kind of want to get rid of that. Don't want tough status cards on people. And 1 for me over here, Hydra soldier. While this minion is engaged, you cannot attack the villain. When defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. So brilliant. So we need to go rapidly. But we've got a nice electric arrow there that can deal 3 damage, and we've got some other stuff. I think I need to hit him for 4. That's annoying. When a minion comes in, I get toughness as well, so he needs to get hit for 4 and get rid of his toughness. So I need to deal 3 damage off her, potentially, to kill off his toughness with that piercing strike, give it 3 damage. Then also try and do something else nice. I can search Jessica's top 5 cards for an aspect card. It's running me through my deck a bit, but upgrade, inconspicuous, contaminate, mutagen. So we get toughness card and how all that toughness is gone. Or Spider Girl, who stuns and confuses an enemy. That's a really good card. I'm getting that in. Nice. If I can get her into play, I can stun and confuse an enemy, a minion. Minion. Not enough, not what I want. So I can play to deal 2 damage with that card to kill this guy off. So it gives me an encounter card. Attach Taskmaster. When a player attacks Taskmaster, prevent all that damage that would be dealt to Taskmaster and deal an equal amount of damage to the player's identity instead. Then discard the photographic reflexes. So prevent any damage and then deal it back on myself. So I want to do as minimum damage as possible to him, which looks like it might be 2 at the minute. Self-propelled Spider-Man, or I can thwart for this needs to go down. So I need to remove the 2 threat. So I could get, I'll have 2 thwart with her. But either way, it's not going to do much. So I want to try and do it with Clint as well, but he's not got a lot. I need to play this to give him an extra thwart to be able to give him 1 more thwart for this round, and then I can use him to thwart for 2 and then play Spider-Girl's Thwart for 2 to take the last 4 off of that. Get rid of that, and because it was the last things, I get to draw a card. Venom Blast, I cannot use that right now, but I might be able to spend it. If I can pay for an arrow event, I get 1 off it, so I might as well do that and try and give an ally tough status card maybe. So pay for 1, pay for 1, do this, which will stun the enemy and deal 3 damage. So he will be stunned and get 3 health knocked off, knocking him to 4. Oh no, the 3 health will come back to me and hit me in the face. So he's going to have to flip over to try and heal because he's going to die. And then if I give an ally a tough status card, if I give a tough status card to the Black Knight, I'll stick with him for now. The bow has been used. I could say it's a top 5 card, but I haven't got 5 cards there. Bit annoying, I should have flipped him before because now I've got 3 cards and these are going to have to get shuffled and put an acceleration token on here. That was not a good move on my behalf. I should have tried to sort that before. That means he's definitely not good. This card just got hit and it's gone. Stunned. Electra's Thwart is only 1, so it's not really worth doing with her. So we've got another 2 cards there, so we're now up to 5 with Clint. He has got for next round an upgraded Marksman, Earth Mightiest Heroes, Explosive Arrow, Team Training, and the Leadership card that doubles up for 2. So it's not too bad. Upgrade again to get the Marksman to generate a wild resource for any arrow event. You could have more than 1 of those out at a time, it looks like, and you can exhaust heroes, so that's good. These can be unexhausted. He's still tough. Unexhausted. Electra hasn't done hers, so she's going to do 3 damage as well, so that'll knock it to 4. Then on exhaust, because at the end of the round we can't do anything else. We could have we might as well draw from his cards and get the 5 cards, and now we've just reshuffled the deck and see if we can get another arrow card. Sonic Arrow will confuse and give him 3 damage, or the Explosive Arrow, which will do 3 damage to the villain and to each minion engaged. Well, we've got an Explosive Arrow in our hand, so we might as well take the Sonic Arrow down here, and then these can go into discard. That's the end of our round pretty much. For Clint, we're going to have the Black Knight block for him, and Electra needed 1 more consequential damage. Then we're going to have Spider-Woman blocking again, and she's going to take a few more cards because she's only got 1, so she needs 4 more. We've got the US Agent John Walker, we've got Clear the Area for threat, Venom Blast, and the 0 cost card for drawing a skill if you defeat a side scheme. So it might be a good idea to get the US Agent John out and do some of that stuff. And then some of the other things over here normally give like extra hit points, or some of the cards that we have on our Clint side have got some better stuff we can do. So I'm going to try and see if we can block this out. Okay, so I think we need to exhaust this card as well if he's defending for us, for Clint. And on Clint's turn he can heal up a bit because he's getting bad, but we're not getting attacked anyway, so we don't need to defend. So these can actually stay standing up, and he still keeps his toughness card for the awesome Black Knight. Love the art on this one, it looks so good. So yeah, we're going to have Clint's the main guy, so he's going to try and do something first. He wouldn't attack because he's got a stun on him anyway, but he's going to do 2 onto here knocking it up to 9, and then it's either take a damage each or put an extra 1 on here. Now Clint needs to take the 1 over to here, knocking this up to 10. But I think we can take a damage maybe with our Spider-Woman to knock her to 6. Not amazing, but she has got some healing cards in her deck, so hopefully we can get some of those out. If not, we've got tough status cards here that we can use to block where we need. Then his scheme is only 1, so he's getting 1 scheme plus 2, which is 3, knocking us to 13, and 1 scheme plus 1, which is another 2, so knocking that to 15. So we need to kind of get some of this down in a second. We're also getting we have an acceleration token on here, so we should have an extra 1 for each time we activate it, knocking us to 18. So that's pretty nasty, and most probably should have thought about that before we did that, but I didn't realise quite how bad that was going to be. We haven't got any thwart at all with Clint. We don't know if we've got any with, we've got a little bit with our Spider-Woman, but it's only get rid of 2. So if we can play that card, and then we'll get 2 thwart with her as well, then we might be okay. And Clint's got an extra thwart on him. Unfortunately, I didn't get that on Spider-Woman, so that would have helped us now. But we'll see what we can do when we get there. And now in our counter cards we get, Captured Hydra. So we've got another one of these cards with the 5 people under it for 5 threat under it. Get place a random set aside ally underneath it. And hopefully we'll get an ally soon, and it puts an acceleration token on if we don't get rid of it. So we need to get that one gone first if we can. Clint definitely needs to heal. And then we've got Spider-Woman getting the exosuit. Gives Taskmaster an extra scheme and attack. And if we spend lightning, science and an aggression card, we'll get rid of it. So ideally we need to get rid of that and that if we can. Not 100% sure how we're going to manage that. He's still got a stun, so he can't attack, which is good. So if we get something on him, if we can try and confuse him as well, that might be good for next round, because we need to stop that and do what we can really. So Clint, this is going to go over to first player, but of course Clint's going to be first to heal. He needs 3 heal. Unfortunately he hasn't got any more, but that takes him back to 5 health, which still isn't really a lot. He needs to be in hero form to fire his arrows as well, so we need to flip him back. Once we do that, we have to discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons. Only 1, so we healed 2. It's not a brilliant outcome, but we need him to do that so that we can try and do some damage. If I pay to get this card out, each ally you have gains 1 hit point. I could play that for Spider-Woman and get them up an extra hit point. So if I get the US agent out, she might have some nice stuff to do, but then won't have enough cards to do everything. So I'm going to exhaust this card to see if I can get another arrow card for Clint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I can get the Vibranium arrow here as well, which will do 6 damage. These are all going into this card. You really need to get rid of some of this threat. Quick draw, exhaust. No, I can't exhaust Hawkeye. So I need to do this clear in the area definitely. That would be quite nice if I got rid of any side schemes, so I'll put that there for any side schemes we get rid of for free. I'll pay the Venom Blast to clear the area. No, I need to take 2 off at least. I need to take at least 2 off here. Knocks 2 off there. There's 5 on this one. Then if we can, we'll try and play she'll get an extra thwart for doing the basic card, so I'll play Spider-Woman on a thwart, knock this down to 3. If I thwart with the Black Knight, that'll knock 1 off as well, knocking it to 2. If I search the top 5 cards of the deck for an aspect card and then shuffle your deck, hopefully I'll get enough to do some more stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully I'll get some threat reduction or something I can help with. Self-propelled, attack team, Spider-Man. Exhaust a card to draw a card when we do that, or there's the pheromones card, which I'm hoping to do, but it stuns and confuses and we've already got a stun on him, so there's no point doing that right now. Attack team I won't have enough cards to do. I could give this to Clint to give him an extra card draw if we get rid of that side scheme, but I don't know if we're going to be able to. Haven't got any stuff I know what I can do. Yeah, okay, so I've got a plan. So I'll take something else, that doesn't really matter for this round. I'll take that side schemes card, put these over here, shuffle the rest of the pile because that's what it lets me do. This is going to be played onto, oh, I don't know if I can, I've got too many upgrades. You're only allowed 3 upgrades normally. I can't give that to Clint, that's annoying. So Clint can't take the third one because it's an upgrade. That would have been nice, could have drawn an extra card with him as well, but not now. But Clint can play the Earth's Mightiest Heroes for nothing. Exhaust an Avenger character I control to ready another Avenger character I control. So if I exhaust Elektra, then I can ready Spider-Woman. That'll give me 2 thwart still with her. I can thwart this off here, get rid of that, giving me an extra person, which is Shang-Chi. Cool. It's got thwart 2 and attack 2. After you play Shang-Chi from your hand, spend an electric resource to stun an enemy. He's already stunned, so I could keep him in hand and not play that, or I could spend him as a wild resource to get the agent out. But Shang-Chi seems to do good thwart and attack. So I'm going to play him out. He won't get to do a stun, but I'll give me another ally out on the battlefield. These 3 cards could play 2 cards for play for the Venom Blast to do 5 damage and kill this guy on the first stage anyway. So that would keep him stunned. He'll go to level 2, which is 32 damage. And if I can spend, oh god, I could spend these 3 cards, 2 wilds and a fist of Clint's to get rid of this exosuit. I do not want to deal with that. That card's just gone out of the game actually, not over there. Then we've got rid of his exosuit. It says when he comes in, you deal each player an encounter card. So that's not very nice. We've got an attachment for him that goes onto the villain. And we've got Hydra regular that's worth 2 damage. Shang-Chi is going to just kill him off. He's starting with 32 health. Seems quite high. But at least now we've got some stuff we can do. The side scheme means we can draw an extra card with her self-propelled glide, which could ready her and do some stuff, or we can choose it. Oh wait, there, take that back. We can choose a minion, deal to the villain and a minion engage with this player. So if I pay self-propelled glide to do that, I can do 3 damage to that, and it's 4 if I exhaust the bow. So he's down to 28, and then 2 off Shang-Chi to 26. That's a much better route through. Then we have all of this to be unexhausted, and then we have to deal with these things. And we've got 2 cards ready there for Hawkeye. We've spent the 1 resource to get that done. Oh no, I could have spent that. I think I might have already spent it. These all restand. We're in hero form, so we have heroes all restand. Elektra's soon to die. So she can potentially block out for Spider-Woman. So she's going to block for Spider-Woman and die, and then this Dark Knight is going to block as well, so we get some good stuff hopefully next time. Spider-Woman needs 5 cards, so she's getting Spider-Man, Contaminant Immunity, getting Health, Clear the Area, Inconspicuous, getting 3 threat gone, and more stuff. So that's good for threat. So we just need to make sure we don't go above 24 now. It's on 17, and he was stunned, so he's not going to attack everyone as well. He's going to attack over here and kill Elektra. Then he's going to get this blocked with a toughness card. So he's only going to do a little bit of stuff. So he'll get 2 onto here plus the acceleration, so 3. So that'll knock it to, well, that knocks it to 20. So it can only take 4 more. Then it says we have to either take a damage or put a threat there each. So Spider-Woman's going to take a damage, and Clint is going to have to put 1 threat on there because he's close to death. He's not going to take any damage now though, unless he gets an encounter. He's going to have to do that, yeah. The attack for Spider-Woman being blocked by Elektra is 3 plus 2, so that would be 5. She is dead. Sorry, Elektra, you've been wonderful. And then we have an attack on Hawkeye is being blocked for 3 plus nothing. That toughness is going away. Actually, no. Elektra's still in because she wouldn't have got attacked because he's stunned. So I wouldn't have had to draw that card. This one would have come out here and blocked by that, so that would have done no damage. Then he would have given me a card for Spider-Woman. Hero, the villain attacks you. Of course he does. Attacks for 3 plus, so I'm going to block this with Elektra. 3 plus 3, thank God I did that, that would have killed me. 6. So Elektra is definitely dead now. Thank you, Elektra, you've been wonderful. And then a encounter card for Hawkeye. So you reveal your set aside Nemesis minion and put it into play, engage with you. Reveal your set aside Nemesis scheme and put that into play. Shuffle the rest of your cards into the deck. If your Nemesis minion does not enter this way, then you get surged. But we will have a minion of Crossfire. He does a quick strike, which means he shoots straight away. And he's got a side scheme with him that says when revealed, the Clint Barton player searches their hand, deck, discard pile, and player from Mockingbird and places her face up beneath this card. When the stage is defeated, return Mockingbird to her owner's hand. So we get rid of Mockingbird, and I don't think she's come out yet, so I need to search the deck and discard pile, and these things all go in the cards as well. So that's nice. Get rid of one of my best allies. Although Black Knight's been doing a mighty fine job so far. So we'll be okay, I think. Okay, so shuffle that back all in. Quick strike will do 2 damage to Hawkeye. Cheers. And then we've got this second scheme, which has got 5 on it, which also gives another acceleration token, so it's not great. We need to look for her. I don't think she's come out yet. No, Mockingbird doesn't come out yet, so I'm going to have to, oh, there she is at the bottom. That's handy. So she goes under there, trapped enemy, and we've got the acceleration on there that we want to get rid of because we've already got 1 acceleration on the whole thing, so that's going to screw us up. And then we've got to give Hawkeye a hand, which we have not done yet. So he's got Sonic Arrow, Team Training, Ready for Action, Team Training, and Lead from the Front. So these are the 5 cards we just drew. Ready for Action gives an ally a tough status card. Team Training can do maximum 1 per player. You give each ally you control gets 1 HP. And Lead from the Front, each character that the player controls gets 1 thwart and 1 attack added to the end of the phase. So it might be useful if we're near the end and we need a bit of extra damage, and the Sonic Arrow does confuse and 3 damage. So we want to do that because the threat's getting high, so we definitely want to do the sonic arrow. But we've got one sonic arrow on Clint already down here, so we can do some damage now, I think. Black Knight's going to do 2 damage to Crossfire, so he's going to take 1 consequential, and he's going to do 2 damage over here just to get rid of this fella. I think Shang-Chi is also going to get involved and kill off Crossfire, so that Crossfire's out of the game. Then we want to sort some threat out somehow. Hawkeye's got extra thwart, hasn't got any threat dealing things, so if I can get 5 cards from here and try and get the thwart arrow, is hoping we get a bit of luck. Explosive arrow does 3 damage to the villain on each minion. I wish I'd have seen that before. And there's 1 upgrade, but the only arrow I can take is the explosive one. So I should have done that before first, then use that to kill off our man there with the minion, but I didn't, so too late. This is going to give us an extra aspect card if we watch the top 5 cards of our deck. Spider-Girl we could do to get stun and confuse in. The upgrade for extra attack. We could remove 3 threat with inconspicuous, and we can get tactic. I think I'm going to take the inconspicuous so we can get a load of threat off. I would have got Spider-Girl in normally, but let's try and get the threat down. Inconspicuous, I need to get rid of that, definitely. And clear the area is good as well. So I'm going to pay, unfortunately, Spider-Man and these other cards, the heal. Or I can spend 1 of Clint's cards, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 1 of Clint's, lead from the front maybe, and just get inconspicuous, which removes 3, 3, and then removes 2. So 3 across the 2. So I'm going to take 3. I take 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, and then 2. I'm going to actually try and get. So Spider-Woman's played aspect cards, so she can do thwart of 2 as well. So if she takes 2 off there, that'll knock that to 3. Then if she takes, then if she uses these 2 for 2 off this and 1 off this, then she can take 1 off this and 2 off this, and then she can take 2 off the main one, which will knock it down to 1. So that's taken quite a lot of threat off and really helped us with our stuff. I can use a science and the aggression with to take off the attachment as well. So this will go away. When this stage is defeated, return Mockingbird to her owner's hand. Alright, okay, so I get that into Clint's hand. That's nice. That was a bonus I was not expecting. So that's gone out the game. Now we've got 16 threat on there still, so we kind of want to do some more if we can. We've got a healing for Jessica Jones, not Jessica Jones, for her that could be done with being done. I feel like I can only do 1 thing, either confuse or stun, and Clint's about to die, but if I stun it's only going to block out for Spider-Woman, so he's going to be blocked by Black Knight anyway, so he should be safe. But could do with getting some healing, so I think he needs to flip over, do a healing for 3, so he's going to back up to 5. He can try and get Mockingbird in, or he can help Spider-Woman. You can pay this 1 cost to do an Aerosonic with Confuse or 6 damage. I don't have to do. I'm going to do team training and that to pay for the Sonic Arrow that will give him a Confuse, so he will not thwart the first step, then he'll just attack. Then we just need to deal with his attacks. I can heal Spider-Woman and give her a tough status. Then I won't have to block. I could do that if I spend some of Clint's cards. And I can't get the Mockingbird out. I do have the Sonic Arrow I can keep to confuse. So team training, difficult. Spend team training and Sonic Arrow to give Spider-Woman a strength, a toughness, and 3 extra health, and she can block in a bit if needed, and help us out overall. Then I can spend the Mockingbird. I want to keep the Mockingbird, she's really good. Now I'll spend the Mockingbird to do the event to give my ally a tough status card. So I'm going to give Black Knight a tough status card. Then that's all I can do. Pretty much. So all these get refreshed. Hopefully ready to do a bit of damage next round. Clint's refreshed. Marksman. So Black Knight's going to take attack, Spider-Man will take an attack. Both of them won't get damaged. They won't do a confuse. They won't do a threat because he's got none. He's going to attack Spider-Woman for 3 plus 1, 2, 5. But that tough status will go. He's going to attack Clint's for 3 plus 2 is 5 again. So no toughness is gone. And now we need to hope we can get some good stuff. And I've got encounters to come as well. I haven't got the cards out, so 5 cards for Jessica. Self-prepared glide, attack team, skilled investigator, press the advantage, and piercing strike. And then for Clint, he's going to have 5 cards as well to explosive arrow, cable arrow, power of leadership, electric arrow, and ready for action. So he's got some good damage here. I think we're going to just start going on the offensive now. We need to really start cracking down on the damage. So see what encounters we get now. Minion 3, Hydra Hunter's attack gains piercing and range. He's worth 3 damage. And then we've got obligation for Jessica Jones. So, not Jessica Jones, Jessica Drew. Either exhaust Jessica Drew and remove this from the game, or place 3 threat on the main scheme. I don't really want to place 3 threat on the main scheme, so I'm going to have to exhaust, flip to that, exhaust her, which is annoying. Okay, that's what we've got to do. We then get a chance to start this over to here, Clint to flip, that to be drawn to give him damage for 2 damage, so I only healed once, and I've just lost the captured Hydra thing, which is annoying. So we can do the Vibranium Arrow, I think is the best thing to go for first. Haven't got any justice cards to pay for, so I might as well get the something else done. Electric will stun him. What does explosive do? Our minions. So let's get rid of that minion as well. So we'll do the explosive arrow first for, well, that's good as well. I could get rid of some threat somehow. 3 threat from Icon. Might be a good idea. The cable arrow and the explosive arrow might be the best rounds here because I can knock out the Hydra Hunter and I can knock out some threat. So I will pay for I want a toughness on some as well. Stun. Pay with the electric arrow to do this explosive arrow attack, which will drain the hunter's bow, do 4 damage to each of the minion and the main boss, knocking him to 22. I can get a science and an aggression card as well. I'd be able to. That's an aggression. That's a science. Let's get rid of those 2 as well out of their hand to get rid of this. So just annoying me. And then I can spend Clint's action exhaust Hawkeye to get his bow ready. Bow back up. I want to spend to get this cable arrow done. I'll spend the power of leadership, so that'll give it, remove 3 threat from a scheme to exhaust the bow. So I'll take 3 more off this, knocking it down to from 16 to 13, which is dealable with. And then I can do the explosive arrow to give a toughness card to the Black Knight, who is, oh no, because he might die. Give it to Shang-Chi, because Shang-Chi is going to still be around, and after this the Black Knight's going to do 2 damage and die. Oh, I see, should he just block out? He's going to have to block for Clint. So yeah, he's going to block for Clint, he's not going to do anything. He's going to take another consequential to do 2 damage, knocking the baddie to 20. And then we've got some potential attacks we can do with, here we've got 2 damage to an enemy, or attack teams worth 3. If I can get another card, I can get 6 damage over the next few rounds. So either way, it's not going to be much different, but yeah, do Jessica Drew's thing to see if she can get an aspect card. See what else I can get out of these next 5 cards. We are trying to complete this quick now, so I can get Press the Advantage, Piercing Strike, Pheromones to stun and confuse, or yeah, that's the best one, stun and confuse. I don't want to deal with your rubbish, pal, so I'm going to play them 2 to get the Pheromones to stun and confuse him. Then he can't attack as much. Then we've got 1 Press the Advantage card left, but that's alright. I didn't exhaust this before to pay for. Oh well, it's done now. Let's forget about that. So we'll get our cards back. We'll get 5 cards for Clint. We need to be doing 20 damage over the next few rounds. Oh, Vibranium Arrow, that's going to help. That is definitely coming up. We've got 2 Vibranium Arrows there from Hawkeye. Then we want some damage from Jessica Drew as well. She's picked up double energy, another finesse card that helps pay for aspect cards, clear the area for threat, and interrogation room for threat as well. So that's quite good. So these are all standing up again. She's going to block there. Hawkeye doesn't need to block because he's confused and stunned. Confused, nothing. Stunned, can't attack. Attacks Jessica Drew for 2 plus nothing. Toughness gone from you, Shang-Chi. We are in a good position now. We've got Treachery. Reveal, when they're hit and revealed, the hero discard the top 5 cards of your deck. If an attack card was discarded this way, Taskmaster attacks you. So we're going to have to block this out with someone, Black Knight potentially. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what if it's an attack card? It's an event. That's double resource. It's an event. Definitely going to get one, aren't I? Last one. That's an upgrade. We didn't get one. Did not attack us. Thank God for that. Hydra Soldier minion into play for 4. We haven't got any more of those arrows that hit 3 because I exhausted them before, I think. But we're going to go for all out attack here and try and kill this swine. So we've got a minion in play there. With Jessica, she needs to flip. It's going to be her first. She needs to flip over. She takes 2 damage for doing that. Knocking us to 6. She's got good stuff though now to attack with. If I do the Press the Advantage, or actually I pay the energy to get this card that pays for an aspect. Use the wild from that to pay Press the Advantage to do 2 damage. If it's stunned, it's not going to be stunned, it's going to just be attacked for pure damage now, stunned. So that'll give him 2 damage. Knocking him to 18. That also gives me an extra attack and thwart and stuff. So she's going to then get 3 damage because she's got an extra +1 already. So that knocks him to 15. Shang-Chi is going to kill himself to do another 2 damage. Knocking it to 13. We didn't let him re-exhaust that. That can be used to look for 5 cards to see if we can get another aspect card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right near the end of our deck here as well. So we can get an upgrade, we can heal for 3, we can press the advantage for 2 more damage, we get Venom Blast for 5 damage. So that's what we're taking. And then discard. I've got 2 cards left to pay for this, so that'll pay for 5 damage, knocking him to 8. Now we're really getting somewhere. Then the Black Knight is going to not have to do much because Vibranium Arrow here for 2 cost for the double genius. There, that will exhaust the bow and give 1/7, knocking him to 1. And then we could do a bit of overkill. We could exhaust Clint to get the bow back, to then pay for 2 Vibranium Arrows with the lead from the front. So that will do another 7 damage, absolutely wiping him out. He is dead in your face. And we have got 2 more heroes we've survived with and rescued, which I believe are in this deck here somewhere. So Shang-Chi was one, and then the other one, they both come to Spider-Woman. Both of them are in Spider-Woman's deck. So I think they both stay with her, but we'll see what happens now on the book. See you in the book in a second. So we've reached victory stage. It says each player who rescued one or more allies from the Taskmaster encounter set adds these allies to their deck and then records their names in the campaign log. So we rescued both Shang-Chi and Elektra, who are cool characters, and they come into this now on here. So we got them there, Shang-Chi and Elektra, and then they carry on with us for the rest of the deck, and we can read through the story here, which shows us that what's going on, Taskmaster? How did Hydra conquer New York City? It's not just New York, babe. Hydra rules all of America now. Madam Hydra bought Zola, the Reality Stone. Then the Doctor used its power to put Hydra in charge. Where is Zola now? He set up shop on Ellis Island. Rumour has it he's doing some weird experiments there, trying to develop the perfect soldiers for Hydra. Here we have, is it Kang? And says, I've heard enough. Let's go get him.